For more on this, let's bring Inside.com founder and angel investor Jason Calacanis into the discussion. Jason, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Obviously, the privacy, I guess, worries or concerns are obvious if you want to go that direction, but will this work?
Yeah, I think it's going to work, and it shows Amazon's commitment to making Prime indispensable and really figuring out every edge case in which they can't get a package to a consumer. And it obviously lowers the amount of theft of products. What is most interesting outside of the Amazon Prime lock-in, which this will cause, is local services and the white labeling of all products on Amazon. So if you're a product manufacturer and you put your products on Amazon, they're studying you, and they're studying your competitors, and they've been white labeling with Amazon Basics and now this product over and over and over again. So really, product manufacturers need to be careful because and they're really in a conundrum. If you put your product on Amazon, they're going to copy it if it's successful. And if you don't, you can't sell your product because consumers are so locked into Prime. You've never seen a company really be this creative and release this much product in the history of these technology companies. They're moving fast, and they're releasing tons of product. It's truly impressive.
I worry a little bit about safety here for the drivers, actually, especially in states where people tend to own a lot of guns. I mean, you read the news stories all the time about, somebody shows up at the house, the door opens, somebody didn't know that they were coming. I mean, granted, somebody's given authorization for this, so people shouldn't be surprised, but there are always going to be those edge cases. How much should we be thinking about how this just changes technologies like this, the way we interact as people, and how much we have to adjust?
There's definitely going to be a learning curve and a behavioral change, but humans are very good at adapting to this. And in terms of security, what we saw with Airbnb and Uber and Lyft was these seemed like these would be very dangerous services. Oh my God, I'm going to rent my home to somebody, or I'm going to live on somebody's couch for a couple days, or I'm going to get in somebody else's car. What, in fact, technology did was, because it was tracking every single movement along the way during a ride-sharing event, or because you had a reputation and you could see how many times somebody stayed in an Airbnb or rented it, the added technology, if executed properly, makes it a safer service. So ultimately, this will be safer than somebody not having access to your house, because you won't do something stupid like put your key under a plant or under your doormat, which is how people deal with this now. So the net is this will be safer for people, and there'll be a tracker. And anybody who uses this, who is a delivery person who had bad intent, they know how the system works, so they would not ever pick this as a target, right? You'd pick a different target if you were actually going to commit a crime, I think.
I think we should just say, Jason, that Walmart is also working on this. I know you love Amazon, but they are coming up. Walmart, it's turning pretty competitive here when it comes to e-commerce. They're coming off a much lower base, but growing the business a lot faster. Yeah. This is going to be a rivalry to watch, don't you think?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you can dismiss Walmart, but you can dismiss a lot of retailers. Walmart's not one of them. Obviously, Walmart's playing catch-up. But the big problem Walmart faces is I actually believe that Amazon has no intent of ever making selling products a profitable business. So it's going to be a race to the bottom. I think what Amazon is ultimately doing is building this huge cloud computing effort, and the entirety of selling products is a front for that giant cloud computing system, which will be massively profitable. If you just think, all of these retailers now are so threatened by Amazon that they're taking themselves off Amazon's cloud. That's what it's come to, right? And I think that you're not going to be able to compete with Amazon when they start white labeling everything. That's going to be the end game. They're going to have every factory in China and other places making Amazon white label products. And millennials, by the way, they don't care about brands as much as we Gen Xers and baby boomers do. They're just not status conscious. They just want the best product with the best reviews.
We talk about that almost every day. Let's turn to Apple here, Jason. Reports out this morning that in order to meet demand for the holiday rush, they are allowing suppliers to reduce the accuracy of the X's facial recognition system to speed up production. We've reached out to Apple for comment on the story. Shares are lower this morning, but obviously in a difficult tape. I mean, some of the sourcing on this is getting more and more thin over time, Jason. What do you believe?
Yeah, so what I believe is that this will be the best-selling cycle of iPhones ever with the highest profit margin. I have to say, Apple is incredibly bold and risk-taking to release two different iPhone, lines at the same time. They're releasing the 8 and the X. Now, the last time they did that was the 5 with the 5C, and the 5C was not a lasting product. But this time, if you look at the X, I just put it into my checkout on the app for a Thursday night at midnight when you can order them. It's $50 a month. It's $1,200. It's more than an iPad or more than a MacBook Air. So I love how bold Tim Cook is being by saying, let's see if people pay 1/3 more on the most expensive smartphone on the market. This is insane. If this works, the X works, they're going to be printing so much money, it's going to be unprecedented. So I believe that any of these snafus, it's already unprecedented. And then they take this incredible action of saying, you were paying $750 for a phone? Let's see if you'll spend $1,200. That's insane. If they do, the amount of money pouring into the coffers over at Apple is going to be even more mind-boggling, right? Which speaks to we have to repatriate this money quickly, because these other foreign countries, when they see Apple pile up another $100 billion next year, they're going to want that money. So repatriate, please. Trump, Congress, everybody, get it done. We've been talking about this for 3 years.
Yeah, we have. Jason, thanks. We'll talk to you next time. Jason Calacanis out west.
My pleasure.